The city felt different that morning. Not quieter, not louder, just watchful. Charlotte noticed it the moment she stepped outside the penthouse building. The air was cool, still carrying the scent of rain from the night before. The pavement shined under the pale morning light. Cars passed slowly along the avenue, their tires whispering across wet asphalt. She paused at the curb. Something in her chest tightened. A feeling she couldn't explain, like someone was looking at her. As Charlotte turned her head slightly. Across the street, a black SUV sat parked beside a fire hydrant. Its windows were tinted too dark to see inside. She stared for a moment. Then the engine started. The SUV pulled away slowly and disappeared into traffic. Charlotte frowned. Maybe it was nothing. But the feeling stayed with her. Upstairs in the penthouse, Daniel had not slept. His tie hung loosely around his neck. Empty coffee cups covered the marble counter beside his laptop. Numbers, documents, legal reports. All of them pointed to the same problem. Riverside. The building collapse had turned into a nightmare. News channels had been talking about it for 3 days straight. Investigators were now digging into Daniel's company finances, contracts, and construction permits. Someone had leaked information. Daniel rubbed his eyes. His phone buzzed on the desk. Unknown number. He stared at it for a moment before answering. Yes? A calm voice spoke on the other side. Mr. Carter, you should prepare yourself. Daniel's jaw tightened. For what? For what comes next? The line went silent. Daniel pulled the phone away and stared at it. The call had ended. No explanation. No name. Just a warning. By noon, the storm had begun. Not outside. Inside the company. Daniel arrived at the headquarters building and immediately sensed the tension. Employees whispered in the hallways. Phones rang constantly. Legal teams moved quickly between offices. His assistant rushed toward him. Daniel, the board members are already here. He frowned. Already? They called an emergency meeting. Daniel walked toward the glass conference room at the end of the hall. Inside, the board sat waiting. 9 people, some avoided his eyes. Others stared directly at him. Daniel closed the door behind him. Let's skip the formalities, he said calmly. What's happening? One of the older directors slid a folder across the table. Daniel opened it. Why, his eyes scanned the pages. Financial records, internal emails, construction approval signatures, all connected to Riverside. But something was wrong. Very wrong. These documents made it look like Daniel personally approved cheaper materials for the project. His chest tightened. This is fake. Another board member spoke quietly. Unfortunately, it looks very real. Daniel slammed the folder shut. I never signed these. The room stayed silent. Then someone said the words Daniel feared most. These files were leaked to federal investigators this morning. Across the city, Charlotte sat inside a quiet cafe. She had come here to think. The place smelled of fresh coffee and warm bread. Soft music played in the background. But Charlotte barely noticed. Her mind replayed everything from the last few days. The collapse, Daniel's stress, the strange SUV, and the feeling that something bigger was hiding beneath it all. Her phone buzzed. A message from Daniel. Emergency board meeting. Something's wrong, Charlotte typed back quickly. Are you okay? No response. She looked through the cafe window. Cars passed slowly outside. Then she saw it again, the same black SUV, parked across the street. Her heartbeat quickened. This time the engine was off. Someone was inside, watching. Charlotte grabbed her bag and stood. If someone wanted to follow her, she would find out why. Inside the company building, the board meeting had turned colder. Daniel leaned forward in his chair. Someone inside this company created those documents. A woman on the board crossed her arms. Or you did. Daniel's eyes hardened. After 20 years building this company? Another board member spoke carefully. The problem isn't what we believe. He tapped the folder. It's what investigators believe. Daniel leaned back slowly. He understood now. Someone wasn't just attacking the company, and they were destroying him, piece by piece. Outside the cafe, Charlotte walked calmly down the sidewalk. She didn't look back, but she knew the SUV had started moving again. The sound of its engine followed her. Half a block behind, she turned a corner, then another. Finally, she stopped beside a quiet alley. The SUV rolled closer. Charlotte turned. The vehicle stopped about 10 meters away. For a moment, nothing happened. Then the window rolled down, but the face inside stayed hidden behind shadows. A voice spoke, low, cold. You should stop asking questions. Charlotte's stomach tightened. What questions? The voice ignored her. You're getting too close to things that don't concern you? Charlotte took a step forward. You followed me across the city to say that? Silence. Then the voice spoke again. This is your only warning. The window rolled up. The SUV drove away, and Charlotte stood frozen on the sidewalk. Her heart pounded in her chest. Now she knew. This wasn't just business. This was something darker. Evening came slowly. Storm clouds rolled over the city skyline. Daniel stood alone in his office, staring at the lights below. His phone rang again. This time the number was blocked. He answered. Yes. The same calm voice returned. You received the documents, I assume? Daniel's voice turned cold. Who are you? A small chuckle came through the speaker. Someone who understands how fragile empires are. Daniel gripped the phone tighter. What do you want? Nothing complicated. The voice paused. Just your company. Daniel laughed quietly. You think I'll hand it over because of fake documents? The voice answered calmly. You misunderstand. Another pause. This is only the beginning. Daniel's smile disappeared. What do you mean? The voice spoke one final sentence. The collapse at Riverside was just a test. The line went dead. Across the city, Charlotte returned to the penthouse. The apartment was quiet. Too quiet. She stepped inside slowly. The lights were off except for the city glow through the glass windows. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number, a text message. Charlotte opened it. 3 words appeared on the screen. Stop digging now. Then another message arrived. Charlotte's heart dropped when she read it. The next collapse won't be a building. She looked toward the dark skyline outside the window. Somewhere out there, someone was pulling the strings. Someone powerful. Someone who knew exactly how to destroy everything Daniel had built. And Charlotte had just become part of the game. Like, comment, and subscribe for next episode.